Hi, today is November 15, 2025. We are here at the Global Village Foundation event in the Women's Club in LA. We are ready. Yeah! Woo! We got a black lion and a red lion. Yeah! Woo! So feeding the cabbage is for good luck. Also tipping the lion dance. The lions are good luck also. So the lion is eating the latex. This is show of good luck. It's a vegetarian. It's a vegetarian lion. Yeah! Woo! Very cute. Vậy là Lý quay lại chụp hình. Ai? Anh nói là món nắp rồi phải không? Mẹ với lại con trai có không? Ở đây nè, đây nè. Đây là mẹ với con trai này, dạ. Để qua đây. You met Nick Ut? The world famous Nick Ut? He met with your dad all the time.
Oh my gosh.
This is Mark's mother. Yeah. You remember the world famous Nick Ut? Nick Ut? He's the the photographer for the Napalm Girl. Yes.
Fantastic performance by the Gala, the Southern Wind Lion dancing team, all the way from Orange County.
Thank you for opening our evening with such vibrant energy, bringing blessings.
We gotta pick up the lettuce. Hi.
How are you?
My dear? Good to see you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2025 Global Peace Gala presented through by the Global Village Foundation. I just want to kick off and say thank you for being here tonight, for bringing your presence, your care, and your heart. Each person in this room is here for a special reason, whether you have traveled from across the country, across the ocean, or right here in our community. You are here because you tell a story. It tells us that the work of healing, of rebuilding, and carrying our shared history forward is something we do together. So ladies and gentlemen, let's kick it off by giving each other a round of applause and welcoming everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maria Tran. I'm a filmmaker, actor, game show host, and educator, originally from Australia, hence the accent, and now currently living in Las Vegas. And it is such an honor to be co-hosting this event this evening.
Hello, and I'm Dr. LeLy, psychiatrist, medical director of the Inspire Center for the Veterans Affairs in San Diego. Tonight is not just a program, it is a gathering of people who believe in compassion, in service, and in the possibility of peace. There is a Vietnamese word, nước, which means both water and country. To gắn nước means to carry both. For over 40 years, our founder, LeLy, Hayslip, has carried two countries on her shoulders, building bridges of understanding, healing, and hope. And tonight, each of us becomes part of that bridge. We begin this evening in a spirit of reflection and celebration.
Now, folks, I know you are so into your mingling right now. I can hear you all the way from this stage. But you know what? We haven't officially kicked off, so it's okay. I would like to also say, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to open the night with a musical performance by Ed Benes, a vocalist whose work speaks to resilience, memory, and the shared heartbeat of the community. So ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming our first act, Ed Benes, to the stage.
Okay. A couple of minor technicalities. We overcome. You heard my introduction. My name is Ed Dennis. And I'm going to do 2 songs. And I was asked to say a few words about the songs that I'm going to do. First of all, I served in Vietnam 1969 and 70. And I wanted to make some sense of that experience. And a lot of things are reported about Vietnam. Most of what you hear, not so good. But one of the things that I'm proud of, that I wish would have been reported, was my platoon of Marines came upon a village that had been decimated. And a woman was delirious, and 2 twin little baby girls laying in front of her that were writhing in the sun, covered with ants, would perhaps have died within an hour had it not been for this platoon of Marines that came along. We poured water on the babies. They calmed down. I called a medevac helicopter, sent them to Da Nang, to the hospital, and I never knew what happened to them. So, coincidentally, last year, I met LeLy, and she tried to see if we could find what happened to these 2 little girls. So in March of last year, I went with 4 other people, LeLy, and we searched, but we could not find what happened to these 2 little baby girls. But, as sometimes there's serendipities and things, I didn't find the 2 little baby girls. But later we had a dinner at LeLy's house, and I met her brother.
Hey, how are you?
And this is where, for me, the healing really began. Because I had a map of where I served in Vietnam, which was west of Da Nang in an area called An Hoa. And I showed the map to LeLy's brother, and he said, that's where I was. And he was an NVA soldier. And I said, that's crazy. I said, I had one point, I had a bullet that went right between my body and my arm. And he laughed and he said, yeah, I missed. And I said, well, we shot back. I guess we missed too. And then we gave each other a hug. And to me, that made that whole trip worthwhile. So this is a little song written by a fellow named Scott Ainsley. It's called Rice Grows Again in Vietnam. And it's about healing the wounds of war. Family working in the sun, food must be grown for everyone. So green new life has begun. Rice grows again in Vietnam. People met here years ago. With their blood these fields were sown. So silent now where many fell. So many stories they can't tell. Will be days when rains will fall upon the fields, upon the wall. May this harvest of these tears bring peace through our remaining years. Save the weak, relieve the strong. Pray for those of us now gone. Bless their spirits with this song. And for us who carry on, there will be days when rains will fall upon the fields along the wall. May this harvest of these tears bring peace to our remaining years. Lift up your tools, lay down your guns. When peace is lost, nothing is won. Harvest 1,000 grains from one. Rice grows again in Vietnam. Though the pain of war's not gone, rice grows again in Vietnam.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Anyhow, so that was a meaningful experience. The next song I want to do is basically for all of you. And most of us have all had this feeling in our minds and our hearts, are we doing enough? And I'm reminded of a quote by Sister Mother Teresa, who said, "You don't need to do great things. Do small things with great love." And so I know some of you are doing great things. Some of us are doing what we can with a little bit of love. This song was written by a friend of mine named Daniel Nabot. He lives just north of here in Tustin. And so, Daniel, hope you're listening. This is my last song. This is my final day. When my body's moved on, what do I want to say? This is my last song. My day is through. What do I want to show? No, not fortune or fame. They scatter to the wind. The things that make a name just don't matter in the end. But is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue. Cause you and I are a little bit wiser about the good that we can do. Cause the sunshine will be bright, but before there was only rain. If so, then I'm glad.
William is from the 16th century in the Temple of the Mother.
These are my last words for all the world to hear. These are my last words. There's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. It's never been about talking anyway. Oh, so much there is to hear. It's hard to understand. All I hope to feel is I am doing what I can. Is the world a little more
Alright, we can do this.
oceans and skies, a little more blue.
Thank you.
A little bit wiser about the good that we can do. Does the sunshine a little bit brighter? Where before there was only rain. If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given help to the hopeless? Has the hungry soul been sad? Have those ties to a little bit taller? Cause of something that I said? Have I shared a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? For that, I'm glad I came. This is my last song. What do I leave behind? Where do I pass on if I am out of time?
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed, for that soulful performance. I share the experience with you of having the special gift of visiting LeLy's home and visiting her brother as well, and to read about her and to watch the movie and to actually be in the place where she grew up and to connect and feeling the peace of that. I really think that was really special. Thank you, Ed.
I just wanted to add, I've never met Ed before, but you know, sometimes when you listen to someone's like singing and expressing themselves, you feel so connected. It's like such a soulful connection. But not only that, like, you know how much courage it takes to sometimes want to go on an adventure and find someone that you've lost. And I feel like as I said, we're all here for a reason, right? And connecting with LeLy and everyone here on this journey of finding something that's missing from within and finding something to heal. And I think that was so beautiful, Ed. I know you're walking off, but I just want to say that was amazing. I felt your soul, so thank you so much for that.
Alrighty. As you enjoy your meal, we invite you to take part in the experiences around the room this evening. Visit the silent auction. We have an extraordinary 135 items on display, ranging from handcrafted jewelry and cultural artworks to designer pieces, vintage finds, and one-of-a-kind collectibles. There truly is something for everyone. Your participation tonight directly supports families affected by the devastating floods in central Vietnam. Whether you choose to compete in the bidding for your favorite treasures or make use of the buy it now option to take an item home immediately, every contribution makes a real difference. All proceeds go directly to the Global Village Foundation's Flood Relief Fund, providing urgent aid, essential supplies, and rebuilding assistance to communities in need. Support the raffle and pre-purchase the amazing 40-year legacy book, a collection of stories about how compassion has rebuilt schools, clinics, children's homes, and communities throughout Vietnam.
And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give a sense of the evening of what's ahead. You will be hearing from the one and only, the founder, LeLy Hayslip, later on, as well as we will be presenting the Global Peace and Legacy Awards, honoring individuals who have devoted their lives to healing, service, and bridge building. We will also be enjoying a special musical performance from the lovely and adorable Rebecca Holden. I see you right there, girl. Later on come together for a live fundraising auction facilitated by our very talented, Kenneth Ewan, who is supporting urgent relief efforts in Vietnam.
We also hold close in our hearts the families affected by the recent floods and storms in central Vietnam. Many are still in need of food, shelter, and medical care.
So ladies and gentlemen, just just keep this in mind that your generosity tonight in any form directly supports these communities. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this shared work of compassion and care. And we will be back shortly. In the meantime, please enjoy the dinner buffet and the mingling amongst each other. Thank you.
Bon appetit.
You're the best today. I'm the I'll check it very
So you found Tony. Here you go, Prince. It's the American, kind of American food, and also vegetarian. Let me take a picture for you both.
You talk to Stephen?
Okay, ready?
You see a Stephen?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Hey, how about you?
Yeah. He does. He does. I mean, he met some in Vietnam. So, but maybe you can introduce to a nice one. I think he planned to go to Vietnam and live there. Yeah. Dạ em ngồi đây. Anh ngồi đấy chịu đi. Sao đó? Today is November 15, 2025. We are here at the Global Village Foundation Gala. So this is one of the annual events that LeLy put together with the whole team to fundraise for the children of Vietnam. So we're very proud and honored to be part of it. I myself personally donated a few silent auction items. Also some, I think 1 or 2 of them will be live auction as well. So is the Prince as well. Here's the Prince. Donated some of the items that we need to help our working cause. And many of the friends that came here to help the children of Vietnam. So thank you to all for helping, and may you continue to help the children in need.
Order in 60 minutes. Those are the ones that. It's an hour. I don't know how it is. You know what? I've seen him so many times, and I know.
I met you sometime at events.
So handsome.
Em chụp tấm cho anh nha.
Very handsome, right?
So that's all. That's awesome. So the snow, it's called the snow.
Tony coming up.
Snow in Vietnam.
Tony coming up.
She narrated the first book.
Okay. And the very audio book.
Come join me. There's room.
So roughly, give me the synopsis. Go so much.
No, we're going to stay
Anh vô.
What are you
Thank you.
for the world?
Which massage do you want to get?
When you have parties, don't you? When you have parties, make sure you invite her and you. She comes to San Diego.
Right. You come to San Diego and visit.
I have passionately
Take a load off.
Oh, Dr. Liu. The prince needs your help.
I got a kid.
So I was born in 1975 on March 23rd, 1 month before fall of sun. So during the 9 months and 10 days, my mom was running around blocking plants. Because my dad was a high-rank officer in the South Vietnamese Army. He was a 2000. It's kind of like communist really hated him. So he fought until the last day, and then he was arrested by the communists, and they convicted him of 15 years against communism. So they jailed him for 9 years. Because one of his sisters hid some of the gold that he rebelled out. So he was let go. He couldn't live under the because every day he has to be told time what to do. So he felt like the press too much. So we decided to get him. And during supposedly originally it was only like 15 people who paid go for the captain only the ship to go. And then a lot of the local people wanted to go in. So they say if you don't let us go in, we're going to tell the communists and arrest you all. So the captain started letting people in, and eventually they go 35 people. And eventually the owner was so afraid, he bailed. So we were stranded there, waiting to be captured. So one of the guys that was in the boat, he was a Navy captain before. So he said, okay, you trust in me? I'm going to lead you guys out to the ocean, okay? I don't know where it's going to land. But that's your option. So we went 3 days, 3 nights, and then we saw an island, like a remote island in there. Like about 200 feet, a boat fell apart. A boat actually leaked when it took off in the ocean. So a lot of the kids have to get their shirt and put it in those holes on the leak, and then they put the back in there. All the kids for 3 days, they were wet. Poor little kids, yeah. So we survived until our boat fell down, we went to the ocean. Stop from all the like a remote island in Indonesia. So from there we transferred to Suku, and we went to Gala. Gala was the main island. When we shot Book of Dead, we actually went back to all the different islands. From Malaysia to Indonesia to Thailand. We shot all the movie in this area. Yeah. So we went to Vietnam, we also shot in combine everything into 4 chapters. And then our book is, our film is actually blessed by and also blessed by Gala. So we're very fortunate because just right away after we invest, the producer starts working with us. It's just like a miracle. You know, not just a producer, but also either monetary or either labor wise. It's just like the whole team together. We have this 130 cats. And it just goes all into places, and then we have sponsors for movie release. So every place you're at, you have sponsors for it. It's just a blessing. Huh? Yeah. But we want to make a movie too. And also the honor general, the suicide, that sacrifice themselves for us. There's a lot of people that we also highlight individuals, Vietnamese individuals that were successful after they got through the right now we're getting stories of successful people from other countries too. It's when we were showing it in France and Denmark and other places. Vietnamese complaints would say, you only showcase American. Yeah, if you have that, that's what we're looking for. We would love to interview you. If you know film, yeah, exactly. we're open-minded when we show a different place and people with opinion on things. We take the opinion in, and then we discuss among ourselves that this is good, that we should have. So that's what we're doing. We can always have good work, post-production. We can do post-production in-house. The archives you have. Okay. Yeah. Then please come to Jenny's house and then we can just talk about it. Yeah, maybe we can do it.
She was like, come to my house. I'm like, no, because we live in San Diego.
You live in San Diego? Nobody lives in San Diego. Oh, LeLy? Yeah. She lives in San Diego.
Yeah, you're in Orange County.
I'm in Orange County.
So I'm going to be in Fullerton.
Yeah, Fullerton is about 20 minutes from me.
Because I have a bunch, I don't have all of them right now because I'm not going long way. I live in Boulder, Utah, which is 4.5 hours, which is okay. But I have select files and I would love to show you a bunch of mine. Because what I've done is I've actually created a database of all of the children and all the countries that everyone's from.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are having a good time. We would just like to let you know that so far we have raised $1,000 so far. So not bad, but of course we do have a goal of $20,000. And we do have an amazing scrappy thermometer. I love the DIY touch. Whoever volunteered to do this is a bit of a work of craftsmanship here, but definitely do encourage those of you out there to give the gift of giving, donate. And we do have a silent auction later on. Kenneth will be jazzing it out with a live auction. So just keep in mind there are things that you can take away from tonight as a bit of a memento, a bit of something of Miss Hayslip's legacy work that she's doing, which is stuff that we all want to do ourselves as well. So thank you so much for coloring that in. I love that. I just love the name of the thermometer. I actually thought it was going to be a thermometer. I didn't realize it was this. It looks like a science beacon, but anyhow, regardless, it is a thermometer tonight, right?
Make sure you do it so by 8 o'clock. That's when the bidding closes. Please come on.
So, yeah, we do have a lot to go, and Dr. Lou will be in charge of coloring every single section in. So he's going to be getting into the arts and craft for tonight. So it's really great to see you diversifying your skill sets. So really good to see here. All right, so don't you forget, we do have a thermometer. It's going to be testing the pulse of everyone's contributions for tonight. Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coffee and dessert are now available. Please enjoy. In the meantime, I'd like to share a brief story about my connection with Miss Hayslip. I have known about her book, I've known about her movies, but it was only this year, out of meeting my mentor from UCSD in the psychiatry program, that says, "Oh Lou, you're going to Vietnam doing all these other medical missions? You should meet my friend, LeLy Hayslip." And we connected by phone in February, and we met in person in May. And only in May of this year, and I have learned a tremendous amount of how amazing LeLy is and what a world she has introduced me to in terms of service, in terms of peace and healing, despite the history that she carries inside her from a personal journey. And I was genuinely curious, how does a person who has sustained so much in the past can overcome so much and still give so much? it's truly amazing in a world of my work to know that someone has suffered and yet turns that suffering into an opportunity, into healing, and to have that opportunity to visit back into her hometown this July in Da Nang and going to the hospitals, going to the orphanages, and handing out care packages. She individually handing out care packages to the hospitals, to the patients, and being there and doing this at the ground level with LeLy, being introduced to the ambassador, our U.S. ambassador to Vietnam, and being introduced to Mr. Chuck Searcy in here in the crowd, and many other guests I never would have connected with, and I've learned so much about in our own history, in Vietnam's history, and being guided by that, it was a moving experience. Seeing her life unfold, not just through her book and film, but in person. The trip also coincided with the 30th anniversary of the U.S.-Vietnam diplomatic relations in Hanoi, making it also more meaningful to me.
You know, that is really a beautiful reflection. And you know what? Miss Hayslip has an ability to do that with everyone, okay? I'll be honest with you, like prior to knowing Miss Hayslip, I don't think I really cared so much about my family's history. I would probably say I'm one of those young people who just, just think about themselves. But then once I met Miss Hayslip, and she has this hustling attitude about her, and I just find the fact that nothing can stop her. And I feel that that's the energy that our next generation really needs. And the fact that,
No. Sit there.
courage to document her life, to write a book, to bring it to the screen. And for me as a micro-budget filmmaker, that's all the attributes that I really do admire. And you know what? Her story and the stories that she helps tells still inspires real world impact today. And I want you to have a think about this, because how many of you here tonight have a story in your life that you feel that you deserve to be told? I'm pretty sure everyone does, right? And do you sometimes feel that something, maybe fear or doubt, has held you back from sharing it? But at the end of the day, do you believe and feel that maybe sharing your story, you can inspire healing or hope in someone else? Because that is what Miss Hayslip does. She reminds us that we can find courage in telling our stories, no matter how big or how small. We can give each other permission to heal, to connect, and to hope again. And that's the power of storytelling, It's to turn our individual experiences into something more universal. And I definitely would love to leave you on that point. Is there anything else you would like to add to that? Because you've had truly direct experience going on Miss Hayslip's Vietnam adventures.
Gosh, you introduced me to books and movies and stories and people that I never would have known. Mr. McNamara's book that I read about, and Chuck Searcy in The Law of Reckoning, and all the other people in the room, and Guadalupe's Turning Point series that I watched because you told me about it. So thank you for opening my eyes and my heart into learning this at the age of 51, and to still learning it for the very first time. I'm so thankful for that, and I appreciate you so much, Go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now transitioning to the ceremony part, but our main program will be starting shortly. This is your final call to visit the silent auction, closing right on the dot at 8 p.m. Now keep in mind, yes, we have young sir over there dressed so beautifully. Right there, exactly. The man with the waving hands, he's waving at you. That's where the silent auction is. It's not him though, he's not getting auctioned, okay? The items behind him. I just want to make sure you're clear with items. You have 10 minutes to browse, place a discreet bid via your QR code, and check back to see if you got the item or you're outbidded. And not only that, you can also visit the book table, right, during this time.
While you enjoy your coffee and dessert, we invite you to explore the rest of our offerings tonight, from meaningful books to opportunities to support Global Village Foundation's work in Vietnam.
And back on the topic of the book table, be sure to pick up your copy of When Heaven and Earth Changes Places, Child of War, Women of Peace. These are powerful stories that inspire this evening's celebration. And those of you who want to give a lasting impact, make sure you donate to help rebuild schools, clinics, and communities in need, because every book, every dollar truly makes a difference. And now we will be back with you at 8 o'clock. So keep in mind you have 10 more minutes. Definitely visit the silent auction. There's a lot of people wanting to get some sort of like memory back from tonight. Because the last Gala was 2 years ago, so we hope to do this every 2 years. But hey, get something special to remind yourself of this special moment at this tonight's Gala. And we will be back in 10 minutes to kick off the program.
So the silent auction is going on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and scan my card. Do I have your number? In the group. Yeah. We don't want it in the group. with Tommy Lee Jones.
Supporting our cause this evening. Our team will be finalizing the results shortly, and winning bidders will be notified later in the evening. Please enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you for your generosity and kindness.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, may we now invite you to take your seats as we will begin tonight's official ceremony. So those of you who are mingling back in the background right there, I would like you to find your seats because we will be kicking off the main part of this Gala section. And I know it's really fun to be able to talk to everyone, but we're gonna have to get you all seated with your tea and coffee and your desserts so we can actually announce some of our amazing award winners, award recipients for 2025.
Yes.
You see all the schedules of the
This evening, we gathered not simply to remember history, but to honor those who have transformed memory into healing, war into reconciliation, and personal loss into service for humanity.
And I just like to put this out there that, you know, sometimes we think of peace as something distant, something only leaders can shape. But peace also begins with ourselves. So we ask, what has been built? What still needs our hands and hearts? And how do we carry this legacy forward? Because everyone, and I mean it, every single person in this room has the capacity for peace. In your own way, through care, listening, and understanding, you are all peacemakers. Peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It's the ongoing practice of healing and choosing compassion again and again.
This evening is guided by her vision, a vision rooted in the truth that one person carrying Nuuk, both water and country, can bridge two worlds and transform suffering into compassion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now would like to call your attention to the screen for a short video introduction. Take it away, ma'am.
I definitely do. So I'll bring a little note to have Jenny, you know.
Yeah.
LeLy Hayslip was born in 1949 in a small village near Da Nang. She grew up during the Vietnam War, witnessing suffering and loss that would shape her compassion and resilience. In 1969, she married Ed Monroe, an American civil engineer, and resettled in San Diego the following year.
We should move that stick.
By 1983, LeLy was a twice-widowed, third-grade educated single mother of three, living in a new country with limited English. She worked cleaning floors in factories, while also opening her home to Vietnamese youth who had arrived alone. Her strength, shaped by hardship, fueled her determination to rebuild and serve. Although she eventually achieved business success, LeLy felt spiritually unfulfilled. In 1986, she returned to Vietnam to visit her aging mother, and was deeply moved by the post-war suffering she witnessed. This moment awakened her life mission of healing and reconciliation. Her memoir, When Heaven and Earth Changed Places, was published in 1989. With its proceeds, she founded the East Meets West Foundation. Within a few years, the foundation built clinics, schools, and orphanages, many alongside U.S. veterans returning to Vietnam to heal. Her second memoir, Child of War, Woman of Peace, and Oliver Stone's film Heaven and Earth, 1993, brought her story to global audiences. This visibility strengthened support for humanitarian work in Vietnam. In 1999, she established the Global Village Foundation, now more than 25 years in service. For 4 decades, LeLy has traveled village to village, building partnerships, raising funds, and working alongside volunteers to bring relief, education, healthcare, and hope. Her programs have built libraries, schools, and mobile book initiatives, expanding access to learning and imagination. She created training centers and employment programs to help individuals gain skills, earn income, and build sustainable livelihoods. Her work has provided safe housing, clean water systems, and essential community infrastructure that supports daily life. The foundation has helped build clinics and hospitals, supported cancer treatment access, prosthetics care, and dental outreach for families and children. During natural disasters, LeLy and Global Village Foundation teams are among the first to respond, delivering food, supplies, and life-saving support. She has brought U.S. and Vietnamese veterans together to face trauma, seek understanding, and transform pain into peace, breaking cycles of suffering. The foundation continues to support orphanages and children's centers, providing education, healthcare, and emotional care for the next generation. LeLy's legacy continues through her son, Thomas Hayslip, a Vietnamese-American film producer with over 25 years in Hollywood. He served as executive producer of Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, a film celebrated worldwide and winner of 5 Golden Globe Awards. Thomas and his brothers carry forward his mother's mission of humanity, resilience, and hope on a global stage. Global Village Foundation also works to preserve Vietnamese cultural traditions, ensuring identity, heritage, and spiritual roots remain strong. This year, LeLy led service visits to hospitals, shelters, and orphanages, and convened reconciliation and remembrance events marking key milestones in United States-Vietnam history. This gala comes at a critical time, following recent tsunamis and a typhoon in central Vietnam. Tonight, we unite to provide urgent relief and help families rebuild their lives. LeLy's upcoming photo memoir, The Bamboo Can Bend But Not Break, celebrates 40 years of service. Please visit the fundraising table to view the sample book and pre-order your copy, scheduled for spring 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now would like to invite and welcome the founder of the Global Village Foundation, author, humanitarian, and peacemaker, LeLy Hayslip, whose encouraged and memoirs have touched millions and paved the way for tonight's mission of healing. Let's give her a big round of applause in welcoming her. Welcome speech, everyone.
We love you! Got a standing ovation. Congratulations, my dear. We're so proud of you. We love you. Woo!
Oh, so enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to share that about the MC. Now, if you don't know who she is, look her up. I don't want to show her tonight, but look her up. You will be very proud for the Vietnamese who can able to do a lot. Well, Dr. Lu, he not only, I don't know, good MC or not, but he a good cook. If you ever need a cook, please give him a call. I've been working on the Gala for last 3 months. He cooked, he brought it to my house, he fed me so I can work, and when I have to go shopping and cook for myself. So that is how good he is. So thank you. Thank you. Love you. I'm just so honored and happy to be here tonight with so many of you here. Our condition today in the U.S. with the airline problem, weather, economies, all kind of negative things that against us. But many of you show up with rain or sunshine. And I'm just very pleased. And it just warmed my heart. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now you know, I'm only third grade education. So my English, even though I've been here for 55 years, still I'm learning and still speaking in broken English. But I think that is why I work harder so I can learn even more. Many of you here tonight, professors, educators, business people, professional in all kind of life. I did not have any of those. I only know how to work hard with an honest, sincere, and deliver what my heart feels to do. Many of you here, Vietnamese or American, or black or white, yellow or red, you are family of human beings.
That's right.
And you serve. Tonight, we're here, just like I served for poor people in Vietnam for the last 40 years. Without you, I could not do anything. Without you, I could not make things happen. But with many of you, then and now, last 40 years, all the contribution, all the donation, everything that you helped me and walk side by side me, that make me here I am tonight. Many of you will see that we're not getting any younger. We not even have anything that we can take with us. The one thing we can take with us is love, friendship, compassion, and forgiveness so that we can get along with one another. I'm so happy to see so many young Vietnamese who came here tonight, help and support us. Many of them volunteered without asking for anything. And I'm just so grateful to everyone that showing up just to be here tonight and paid for to come here. And I just really appreciate everything that you come and done. Now you heard, thank you. Now you heard about that I used to do house cleaning. So now you know if you need a house cleaning, you know who to call. I also can babysit. I also can do the yard work, garden, and also factory, assembly line. If you don't believe me, my boss is out here somewhere. And she can tell you how good work I work for her. She even promoted me to be her supervisor in her factory. So if you don't believe me, she can be witness. Kathy Greenwood, are you here somewhere? Kathy? In 1976, when I had first 40 children in my house, they need work. And I worked in assembly line and I got laid off. So I put a flyer on her door. I'm looking for house cleaning, and my foster children need some work. So she hired me at a house cleaning, babysitting, and then my foster children is doing her yard work. So that is how we survived back in 1986. But I'm so good and so feel sorry for me, so she put me work in her factory. And I did an assembly line for her, big company. Then I did so well, she promoted me to become a supervisor. So now if you have a factory and you need a worker, call me. I can come and work for you anytime. I still can mop your floor, I still can babysit your grandkids, and I'm more happy than do whatever you want me to do.
We love you!
That is the service that you call to do. I'm also very proud to have my 3 sons here tonight with me. I know many of you have read my book and watched the movie and you want to know what they look like, so you saw them face tonight. But I want to see Alan, Jimmy, Tommy.
Bring them to the stage.
Well,
Bring them to the
yeah.
stage.
So that is my gift from heaven. I married to 3 men. I had 3 sons. All my 3 men, I fed them poison mushroom, they're gone. So you be careful what you eat tonight. Because maybe poison mushroom in there. But I am here, and then they've made 3 handsome, strong, healthy, young sons and 4 grandchildren.
Yay.
That is the one that I am bound to. As a single mom, as an uneducated woman, as a rice farmer, I am no different than any of you here. I'm born and raised just like a human being from a small, poor village. The war against the French, then the letters against the U.S. My family is one of many people in central Vietnam. We fought against the French, we fought against the U.S. But the love that when even my family against the war, against the U.S., and yet I'm married to an American man who brought me here in 1970. And that is when you can say love it have no border, have no separation. Even my husband older than me, 35 years older, I can be his grandchildren, his daughter. But the love that he has for me and for my son, and he saw what happened in Vietnam. He wanted to rescue me and bring me here. Thank God that I come to San Diego. Thank God that my husband's family accept me without asking where I came in from, or what my background was like, or what my family is all about. They accept me in. And that is why for 55 years now I live in the United States. I have a deep gratitude for the marriage, for the people who know nothing about us, who know only enemy, who know only Vietnam War, battlefield, killing zone. But when Vietnamese refugees came, Vietnamese citizen people like myself came, they opened up their arms, welcome us in their house, the justice. I mean, it's just a big family that each, every one of us deeply appreciate and have a deep gratitude. Not only Vietnamese, but they did that to every refugee way back in 200 years ago. So this country, we owe a lot of people. We talk about ancestors, it doesn't mean that my ancestor or your ancestor or his ancestor or hers, but about the people who set up the Constitution, who set up the law, who built the bridges, who made the road, who give us the citizenship with honor, who set up the law that we can follow and we can able to make a difference if we wanted to. They give us the freedom of speech. They give us the freedom to read, to write, to educate ourselves from other countries. Many Vietnamese here tonight can share the same thing. Because when they came here, most of us cannot speak English, don't know the culture, don't understand anything with our new country. But yes, we survive. And so many of them are doing so well. The Blue and my own sons, my own family. And that is why tonight we get together. We pay our sincerely gratitude, sincerely thank you to Americans accept us as Vietnamese into their country, into their law, into their land, into their family. And that it means a lot to us as Vietnamese. Did you agree with Vietnamese here?
Yes.
Yes. I'm so proud to when I take the veteran back and meet my brother and meet my family, a humble house in a village where I was born and raised. I'm so proud even though it's just a little bamboo house, but that is something that the Vietnamese culture that I am admire and I am really wanted to show what is Vietnam is truly like. And for the last 40 years, I had chance to brought many veterans and non-veterans and the family back to Vietnam to serve, to hope, to give love and asking for forgiveness from one another so that we can grow old and we can feel happy and we can enjoy our future, our children and our grandchildren in this country. We are the ones that bring those young generations to the future. They're the ones that will take it over and run the land. Tonight, the father, the grandfather, the brother, son have been served between the U.S. and Vietnam, have been back to Vietnam and served the people, the country. And that is why we honor. And I'm honored and each every one of them here tonight. And I want you to watch, to learn why each of them achieved and why they're here to receive an award, so that you can follow, you can walk on their footsteps, so you can able to go back to your village, your family. It doesn't matter where you came from. Go back to those villages, go back to those cities, and see how you can gain, how you can make the difference. 6 honors tonight will show you a little bit of themselves, but we want you to see it so that you can see it. If they can do it, you can do it too. And I also wanted to, many of you like Chuck Series, like who are the one that's here tonight? Oh, Dr. Kraft, who have been working with me in Vietnam for over 30 years. We see each other what we did and how we did. And that is something. And so I think I gave you enough time to talk, and I just again thank you so much. I will come back again, so thank you again and continue your school. Thank you.
I'm just gonna make a comment, and it might be out of context, but she's badass. She's like an action hero. Like the way she speaks, the work that she's done, and not only that, it's something that really comes from the heart, and it just reminds us that, you know, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to fight for what you believe in, and it's okay to seek what you deserve, which is love and kindness and compassion, and see that world. And I'm just so moved each time when she talks. And you know what? She's like, to me, she's like everyone's mom, okay? Like if you feel like, you know, she's like she would meet any stranger and would adopt them. That's the type of person she is. When I first met her, she was just already like, you know, bringing me into her home, feeding me food, biscuits, you know, making sure I'm okay, talking about the mood and singing. This woman is so present, and it's just a reminder of what we need in this world is to be present for each other. Yeah.
You hit all the points. You know, how our world collide, if I may have 2 minutes to share, I treat combat veterans coming back and having lost so much and suffered in all ways that the soul could suffer, in losing their identity, in losing their health, their mental health, their physical health, their families, and their purpose. And I and my team take in these veterans and we take care of them and restore a sense of what it is to have a purpose to live again, the will to live again, and the, you know, sense of meaning and what their worth and value is. And I had to go to school and I had to learn all these things to provide this to our veterans. LeLy does it naturally in her willpower and all that. And yet, you know, we share this resonance of how to heal and bringing what we can as ourselves as the tool. And I'm so honored in that way to be serving and caring for our Marines, our Navy sailors, our veterans, carrying the invisible wounds of war. And through this work, I learned that healing requires courage, compassion, and community. These values are the legacy of our founder, Phung Thị LeLy Hayslip.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the awards presentation, I'd like to invite our 6 honorary award presentees to the stage, each wearing the traditional áo dài. The áo dài has been a symbol of the Vietnamese race and identity for centuries, blending history, culture, and elegance in its flowing form. And keep in mind, it is just not just fashion. This is one of the most powerful cultural symbols of Vietnam because it spans through history, identity, politics, fashion, and emotional memory. And now we would like to go on to our first honoree this evening, who represents a lifetime of diplomatic service dedicated to strengthening understanding between nations.
Please turn your attention to our screen as we watch a video on Ambassador Mark E. Napper.
Good evening. I'm honored to be recognized as part of tonight's gala and really wish that I could be there in person. But in my stead are my son and my mom to accept this award on my behalf, so please drop by their table and say hello. This year has been a truly remarkable time as the United States and Vietnam celebrate 30 years of diplomatic relations. As the leaders of our nations took the first cautious steps in 1995 towards overcoming the consequences of our war, we also relied on the efforts of private citizen groups of both of our countries, including the work of the Global Village Foundation. This kind of citizen diplomacy was essential to helping us build trust and understanding between the United States and Vietnam, and even today remains essential. When I joined the March 7th Gala in Da Nang with LeLy and a number of Vietnam veterans and others who've contributed to our two countries' ties, in addition to religious figures, other diplomats, it truly was a reminder of how it takes all of us working together to make change and improve lives. 3 decades ago, our nations made the bold decision to move beyond the past and build a partnership rooted in mutual respect and shared aspirations. Those actions were backed by those individuals on both sides who showed bravery by facing the tragedies of the past and taking bold steps to ensure a brighter future. Today, the U.S.-Vietnam relationship has grown into a comprehensive strategic partnership, expanding ties in education, trade and investment, digital technology, science, innovation, and global cooperation to combat transnational crime. as well as to safeguard regional security. This truly is a milestone worth celebrating, but also a moment for all of us to recommit to driving forward a future of shared prosperity for both of our great countries. Thank you so much for honoring my work and the work of the U.S. mission in Vietnam, who all of us together are working tirelessly to advance the U.S.-Vietnam relationship. And thanks to all of you for your contributions to the great work that has supported the U.S.-Vietnam relationship for these many years.
Now I'd like to read a bit of a summary of Mark E. Napper, the U.S. Ambassador to Vietnam, is a career diplomat and recipient of the Secretary of State Distinguished Service Award, the highest honor in the U.S. Foreign Service. He has devoted his entire career to fostering peace, cultural connection, and strategic partnerships throughout Asia, serving in Seoul, Tokyo, Hanoi, Baghdad, and Washington.
I had the honor of meeting Ambassador Napper in Vietnam in this past July and celebrating our 30 years of U.S.-Vietnam diplomatic relation. What a humble man, what a kind man, and really intelligent with all the languages and amazing skills to be the bridge. His leadership exemplifies the belief that diplomacy is not only negotiation, it is relationship, listening, and trust. Tonight, the Bridge to Peace Award is presented on his behalf.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to invite the designated family representative to accept the award, accompanied by Jacqueline Tran, one of our helpers.
We warmly welcome Alex, the son of Ambassador Mark Napper, and his mother, Yolanda, to join us on stage.
A speech?
Oh, yes, definitely. Looks like you're put on the spot for a speech.
My father's always had a way with words, so I'll keep my remarks short. Thank you, LeLy and the Global Village Foundation for the Great Diplomatic and Economic Ties Award. It is a tremendous honor to be accepting this award on behalf of my father, and I know he wishes that he was here with us today. So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our next honoree carries a story that spans war, family, and truth-telling. Craig McNamara is the son of former U.S. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, the architect of the Vietnam War. But while history placed one legacy upon his shoulders, Craig chose another. As a young man, he spoke out against the war, marching in the anti-war movement. Later, he journeyed to Vietnam himself, working with Project Renew to clear unexploded ordnance and support Agent Orange victims, turning generational responsibility into reconciliation and repair.
For courage in confronting the past and choosing peace, we present the Forgiveness Bridge of Peace Legacy Award to Mr. Craig McNamara. He will be accompanied by Jenny Nguyen, one of our wonderful helpers in the presentation.
I'm incredibly honored and humbled to receive this recognition tonight. Together with Ron Carver, I was in Vietnam in March of this year filming a two-part documentary, The Battle of Wills. While in Da Nang, I was fortunate to visit with survivors of Agent Orange and unexploded ordnance. Many of these children and young adults have received life-supporting assistance from the Global Village Foundation. I was able to see firsthand the work that LeLy and your amazing team, LeLy, have done each and every day, helping children across Vietnam secure a future of independence and self-worth. Thank you for all that you've done for so many and for the privilege of sharing this moment with you this evening. Thank you, LeLy. Thank you, the team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next honoree story reflects both service and resilience. Born in Saigon, Quang Sung Phan fled Vietnam at the age of 10 while his father, a Republic of Vietnam Air Force officer, remained behind. He would go on to be the first Vietnamese American to earn the Naval Aviator wings in the U.S. Marine Corps, flying CH-46 helicopters in the Persian Gulf War and Somalia. And after his military service, Quang became a biotech CEO, leading companies that advance life-saving medical therapies while also serving non-profit supporting veterans and education.
If I may go off script here, Mr. Nguyen shared with me that he served flying the helicopter for the 11th MEU Marines on the USS Tarawa. 15 years after that, I was the medical officer serving the 11th MEU Marine on the USS Tarawa. I was like, wow, thank you for that connection, sir. Thank you. What a special connection for me. For exemplifying leadership grounded in duty, compassion, and community uplift, we present the Leadership Empowering Communities Award to Mr. Quang Sung Phan. Casey Kim Nguyen, one of our presentees, will join us in support of this presentation.
Good evening. It's a great honor to be here with all of you. In 1985, I was a young college student just a few miles from here, UCLA. I decided to join the Marine Corps to pay back because I had become a citizen. And my two sisters are here. We were on the second C-130 out of Saigon because of father's service. What I didn't know that then was the journey would lead me to learn about American veteran service, the Vietnamese refugees who left. But it wasn't until 1995, just before we normalized relations with Vietnam, that I took a personal solo trip back to Saigon. That's when I saw the suffering the people left behind. Saw the cemeteries. So I thank you tonight for the honor, but I really want to thank this country because America took us in like most of you, but America went the extra step and brought my father, who spent 12 years in prison camps, to the United States in the mid-90s. Thank you very much.
Our next honoree has devoted over 30 years to healing the land and the hearts of Vietnam. Mr. Chuck Searcy, a U.S. Army veteran who once served in the war, later returned to rebuild what conflict left behind. Seeing the lasting danger of unexploded ordnance, he co-founded Project Renew in Quang Tri, one of the most heavily bombed regions in the world, working tirelessly to prevent future casualties and to support survivors of legacy explosives and Agent Orange.
For his unwavering humanitarian service, honoring life, memory, and peace, we present the Humanitarian Service Award to Mr. Chuck Searcy, presented by Sheila Wing.
I got to meet Mr. Chuck Searcy in Vietnam in this summer as well. He took me out to Friendship Village, where I got to meet the children that were affected by Agent Orange. And all the children came up, and all the Vietnam War vets came up and hugged him and just treated like he was one of their own. It was just beautiful to see.
To invite you to say a few words, Mr. Searcy.
Thanks so much. I'm very grateful, very humbled for this recognition, but I must point out that it really has to be shared by so many others who have worked alongside all of us in this room over the years to bring about reconciliation and commitment to a future of peace after the tragedy of war. I am so lucky to have met LeLy very early in that process, in that journey, and we have remained friends and worked on the same mission for all of these years, a mission that most people in this room also share. I hope that we can learn from the past and renew our commitment to peace for the future. And I'm confident that with the good people in this room, especially with the young people who are coming along and taking on the responsibility to try to bring an end to these legacies of war, that we can accomplish that, and there will be peace not only in Vietnam, but around this small global village that we share. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next honoree reminds us that care is a form of peace building. Dr. Charles F. Kraft, State Dental Health Director and International Humanitarian, has devoted over 30 years to providing dental care to underserved children in Vietnam and Cambodia. He founded the East Meets West Dental Program in 1995 and provided more than $30 million in free dental treatment to over 175,000 children.
For a lifetime, yes. For a lifetime of medical compassion and cross-cultural partnership, we present the Mission in Dental Care Award to Dr. Charles F. Kraft. Sung Lan will be the one presenting the honor award.
Well, good evening, and thank you for this award. Very humbling experience. I will say in 1992, I was one of the first American dentists to return to Vietnam after the years of war and isolation, and I was shocked by the total devastation of the healthcare system and how the rural children were suffering from a lack of access to any dental care services. I returned to Alaska and I read a copy of LeLy's book, when heaven and earth changed places. And it helped me understand the war, and she became my inspiration, as she has for all of us, to return to Vietnam and make a difference, to provide assistance and somehow bring dental care from the Arctic to the jungle and help those innocent children. I returned to Da Nang in 1995. That's when I first met Chuck Searcy. And we had a plan to start a public health dental program under East Meets West Foundation, which LeLy started. We had a clinic at Peace Village near Marble Mountain, and we had portable equipment that could be used for village outreaches. Importantly, the program was managed by Vietnamese dentists, nurses, and assistants. Americans only provided guidance. By the very first outreach trip was conducted at the Village of Hope. I remember it well. Over the past 30 years, the program has grown in size and scope. We've now performed over 250 village outreach trips all over central Vietnam to hamlets and villages, from Can Tho down south to Dong Ha up north. LeLy went on many of those trips. We put her to work. She worked very hard. In the end, we worked with about 20 different international universities and 15,000 international volunteers. Now, in 2025, LeLy still has energy, and she still has a soft spot for dental care for children. She is revitalizing the Village of Hope, and she has a new modern dental clinic that was installed this summer through the help of Mr. Keith Amon from Okinawa. And we now have an experienced, respected dentist, Dr. Pham Han Lok, who has began, along with his assistant, is now treating children at the Village of Hope on a regular basis, providing them with corrective, preventive, and emergency care throughout the year. So it is our hope that children at the Village of Hope will now have some of the best access to care in Vietnam. And we hope they keep their smiles bright forever. Please support LeLy and the Global Village Foundation with this new dental program with your donations. And I do want to take this opportunity to thank an old colleague, Mark Conroy, who was the National Director for East Meets West for many, many years. And to Jack Wells, a Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Marine Corps, who would be here tonight, except he's suffering from the effects of Agent Orange, and his doctor wouldn't let him attend. I want to also honor my children, Crystal and Jesse Kraft, who have been to Vietnam many times and have been on dental missions when they were children. And lastly, LeLy, you are still our inspiration after all these years. I don't know where you get your energy, but it is so positive and it's so uplifting. Thank you very much.
And if you're wondering, I did not prescribe Miss LeLy anything. That's all organic. Our final honoree gives voice to stories that were once nearly silenced. Doan Juan Curtis is an award-winning filmmaker and oral historian whose work explores memory, displacement, reconciliation, and intergenerational healing. Her breakthrough film, Oh Saigon, follows her family's escape on the last helicopter out of Saigon and the deep emotional aftermath. She later served as a series producer for Netflix Emmy-nominated Turning Point, The Vietnam War, chronicling how war reshapes humanity.
For illuminating the truths that help us heal, we present the Best Creative Documentary Filmmaker Award to Miss Doan Juan Curtis, presented by our support, Ai Nguyen. To invite you to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, and It's an unbelievable honor to receive this award from someone who is such an influence in my life. And I want to thank my mom for having me and carrying me on the helicopter out of Saigon. And my dad. We were on the last helicopter out of Saigon at the airport when thermite grenades exploded at the Pentagon East at 12:30 a.m., April 30th, 1975. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. And growing up, I looked for images of people like myself. Growing up in Kentucky, I didn't see it very often, and through American media, I often saw negative stereotypes of Vietnamese based on fear, distance, ridicule, racism. And when I was in high school, I read When Heaven and Earth Change Places. And although LeLy's, Hayslip's family story is in many ways different from mine, we were urban Saigonese, she was from the countryside in central Vietnam, there were so many parallels. We had divided families, members fighting on different sides of the war, and she inspired me to seek out telling our story as well. And we are both children of war, experienced brutality, sexism, racism, sometimes by even our loved ones, and drawn into conflicts that were not our own. And as an artist, LeLy connected with her inner pain and memories, and that depth connected readers to her. And she used her success in connecting with artistry and human causes. And she's been a very powerful influence on me before I even met her. And in her work, connecting with goodness and humanity with others, I see the words of a Buddhist monk, Chin Kung. One who experiences the unity of life sees oneself in all beings, and all beings in oneself. One looks on everything with an impartial eye. I saw this in LeLy's approach, pro-democracy or communist, neutralist. Many and all of us are capable of harming the innocent if they cannot come connect to someone's humanity. Like LeLy, I have a politically divided family. My work on the films such as Oh Saigon and Turning Point show that both light and dark coexist in a person, and the power of personal choice is to connect or condemn. In my work, I fought for the voices of Vietnamese, and I even threatened to quit my Netflix show if they didn't change it, and they did. They made it it went from being 50-something minutes to more an hour and a half or so. And I believe in fighting. And I see a fighter in LeLy. Only 19% of Nobel Peace Prize winners are women, but it is often women who choose to prioritize and value family and love over ideology. And LeLy has done this by using her success, living modestly, and creating Global Village Foundation for victims of war, poverty, and injustice. She takes us along with her on this journey that we're very lucky to be involved with, even in the smallest ways. Every person volunteering, every donation makes a huge difference to people's lives in Vietnam. She's raised 1,000 orphans in Vietnam, and countless. She doesn't talk about this, but she's given legs to lepers. She's helped on so many different ways. And this, in a time that appears to be so much about political division and self-righteousness, isolation, we're often distracted by media and politics. Maybe we're even closer to our phones than we are to each other. To me, this disconnection, not seeing the humanity in each other, and seeing differences, whether political, economic, ethnic, religious, social, judging anyone for any reason, this disconnection is what brings the opposite of peace. As we connect more with each other, LeLy is able to see that humans who suffer disasters, unfair systems, poverty, ignorance, being ignored or seen as not important, she opens her arms and her wallets as many of you here have also. So may we take an example by LeLy and let us make what is valuable in easing the suffering of our fellow human beings and over the judgment of those who we consider wrong. Let us learn from the mistakes of war and intolerance to conquer discord through love and tolerance of our fellow human beings and those in need. Thank you so much.
If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you add it to your list and watch the series. It has so many good viewpoints that we have not heard before. And if you really want to learn on that side, plus the Ken Burns side, you really appreciate how well this was done and all the voices involved in there.
I just want to add something, like this gala has made me feel less alone. I don't know what it is, but everyone here tonight, the presentations, the awards, we feel like we're like a family, that we don't feel like we're fighting in isolation, that there will be potential collaborations amongst all of us in here. It has been so inspiring, and I just want to say congratulations to all of the recipients of this year, and yeah.
Speaking of collaboration, may I take a break and introduce our thermometer again? We have an update, okay?
I love how hands-on he is. He doesn't just stand there, he goes and gets the thermometer, and he's got the pen, and he's, he takes action and fills in. Where are we up to? Dr. Lu, okay, here we go. We are at our 2,000 mark, okay? The good thing is we're going upwards, not the other way, so there's no erasing, so that's a good sign. So there's no refunds, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, we definitely do want to keep on moving onwards and upwards towards the heavens. Get it? Get it? Okay? We're here on earth here, right? We want to get to the heavens. So those of you who've got some deep pockets, feel free to join us as we push it a little bit more higher, because you know what? This support is going to create some real change. And Go's Hayslip's work, it's been more than 40 years. She's made it her life mission. And the fact that we can be in this room and support that, because we want to also do that. We want to find ways to help the world in our own way. And sometimes, you know what? It's easier just to put it on someone who can actually do the job really well. And we all know she can clean, okay? But let's not get her to do that. Go, don't do that. Don't have multiple jobs. Just stick to your thing that you're doing, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, this is just a little update. Now don't be disheartened. We do still want to get to the $20,000 mark, and we're all optimistic in here. So it's good that we're getting this update, and I'm sure you would love to keep on coloring it all the way to the top. Is that right, Dr. Lu?
Yes. And we still have the silent auction open. Is that right, Sue?
We do, and direct donations. So if nothing appeals here, we can
direct donation works as well. Any other way, yes, any other way you want to support and help us and Global Village Foundation's mission. Thank you so much.
Oh yes, and of course we do have raffle tickets. There's a lot of array of amazing cool things. So feel free, if you've got something there, get a raffle ticket, join in the fun, Giving is supposed to be fun. Keep in mind, giving is good because it builds longevity with people as well, okay? So there's a lot of scientific facts behind that as well. So there's a raffle ticket there, and also later on we do have a live auction. Kenneth is probably roaming around, but he's gonna put everyone on fire. Oh, yep, he's behind. He's getting ready to flex his magic. But anyhow, we're gonna keep on moving along. Dr. Lu, what do we have next that we're gonna be anticipating?
Okay, and now, to honor the beauty, resilience, and joy of the human spirit, we are delighted to welcome a very special guest. Rebecca Holden is an internationally acclaimed singer and actress known for her roles on NBC's Knight Rider and ABC's General Hospital, and for her award-winning dramatic performances on film and stage. Her music has touched millions, including her recording Dreams Come True, which became a global wedding song with over 50 million views.
Yes.
Wow, we got a star on our stage. This evening, Rebecca joins us in the spirit of healing through art. A reminder that music can bridge words where words alone cannot. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Rebecca Holden.
Ready for 20.
You know, I believe that we were all given our own unique gifts, abilities, and talents, and that our dreams were placed in our hearts to motivate us to use those things to make a difference. So I send this out to all of you tonight, that by your very presence here, you are making dreams come true. Together Thank you for inviting me to be here tonight. And by your love, your heart, and your generosity of spirit, you are making things come true. With all the love that you have.
Diet cake.
Okay, no calories tonight. Thank you. I bought a pearl.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And to all of you tonight, may all of your dreams come true in abundance and overflow.
We love you, Rebecca.
So much, Rebecca Holden, for your amazing performance for the gala tonight. And let me just say that the night is still young. There's still a lot of things happening. We will be now moving on to there'll be a raffle that will be drawn soon. And don't forget, we have Kenneth Ewan coming back on for a live auction very shortly. Okay, so definitely do not miss out, because Kenneth is a man on fire. He wants to help as many people out from the Global Village Foundation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special announcement.
We now invite to the stage a special guest whose work inspires the next generation of cultural leadership and storytelling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome LeLy, affectionately known as Dragon. That's like full-on gangster there. He will be presenting a short message alongside with a video from the Zoom family. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Dragon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It's such an honor to be here tonight with all of you. I hope everyone have a wonderful evening so far. My name is Yu Wing. I'm the proud son of Mr. Wing Van Hoa. My dad is a founder of Homeland Group, and we are collab a lot of work with Mr. LeLy, and it's a good chance for us to solve the case what we did. And my father is not here tonight with you all because there are big storm and major flood recently hit the central Vietnam. But he sent his warmest regard to all of you and hope to welcome you to Vietnam very soon. So now I will solve the case so for you to see like how bad is it the Vietnam weather right now. We are kind of struggling back home right now. Please solve the videos.
You got a fork already?
Oh, I stole it.
Oh.
Thank you, hon. You can have it.
So as you can see, there's used to be a beautiful land in Vietnam, but now it's become water. There's all water. If you see the land, the only thing you can see is water. And people, they try to survive because the flood will come in too quick and we don't have the time to survive after that. So we lost a lot of people. So that's why my dad don't have a chance to come here with you all tonight. But we'll see you in Vietnam very soon. Now, it's time for good news. We cannot be sad, you know. My family have contributed to Global Village Foundation $10,000 to support the emergency relief in Vietnam. So if anybody have... So it's not only our work, it's need your help and everyone stay here tonight. we are supporting those people. They don't have a chance to like live a life like us. Other than that, I have another surprise. So I don't know if you know, Miss LeLy always have a dream about the private school in Vietnam, because there's a lot of place on the mountain that kid doesn't have the chance to go to school. So I think she's seen those happen, and she don't want any kid be left behind in a fast-changing world. So she had to share with my parents that, and my parents were like, okay, it's doable. We're supposed to do it to having kid. So we are donating for her a piece of land in Da Nang City to fulfill her dream and make the school become reality. So thank you. So to Miss LeLy, it's a surprise tonight for you all to support those kids. It's not gonna be possible for us ourselves or only Miss LeLy, but we want to partner with you for your kindness and for everything you did already. Your work and your donation, everything you did will go to the kid, and the kid will have the chance to go to school. This is the only way that I think there's no more kid can be left behind, because now the world is changing so fast in education, and if kid is left behind, it's gonna be so bad for them. So from today until we hopefully 2 or 3 years now, kid in the remote area and the disadvantaged kid, they will have a chance to go to school without waiving anything. Thank you. Before I close my little speech here, I want to say thank you for Miss LeLy to what you did and to all of you, because your kindness and generosity have touched a countless life in Vietnam. Without you, they might shuffling back home.
Almost all the
and you see,
items have been purchased.
we don't have that much comfortable life like here, but with your help, we will be better. I also want to thank you for giving me a chance to stand here, to speak, to share my experience, and to learn from all of you. Thank you again for giving me here today. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Yoon Nguyen, Lam Nguyen, and for your special presentation. He did very well. He was quite nervous in the back, but he did astoundingly well, and it's fantastic to see there is more support for Hayslip's cause as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we are now currently at the 9:20 mark. We're slightly a bit behind, not too much, but we are at this most fun part of this evening, and that is our raffle. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your tickets, check those numbers, because we're gonna spread a little excitement. And also, we're gonna be drawing our first winner, but we would like to also invite LeLy on stage to be part of this presentation. We are doing multiple things at the moment. As you can see, Dr. Lu is vigorously coloring in like a coloring in book. This 10,000 on this up. I don't even, he looks like he's guitaring, like air guitaring right now. Okay. Now drawing the lines, coloring the lines. Okay, we got it. Fantastic. Look at that, folks. This is you. This is all you, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We're at the 12,000 mark. We don't have a long to go. Look at that. We are climbing up to the stairs to heaven. Okay, heaven on earth. Get it? Okay, now. So those of you who are still feeling generous, feel free to think about this, because this is definitely going to be a game changer. So we're going to now head backwards to our raffle, and we're going to be inviting LeLy. LeLy, where are you? We need you on stage to get our raffle tickets drawn.
Cô Lệ Thu đâu rồi? Con mời cô Lệ Thu lên đây.
Okay, so we're going to quickly get this done. Yeah. You don't need to be shy at this moment. You can come up, we're going to be drawing the tickets. All right, lady. Okay,
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna park the raffle drawer. We're gonna move on to, ladies and gentlemen, the live auction section. So because our silent auction has wrapped up, it is time to turn on the energy. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be featuring powerful, meaningful items and once-in-a-lifetime experiences generously donated to support the Global Village Foundation. So, let's have a look here. We will be inviting the one and only to lead us through the auction tonight. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our auctioneer, Mr. Kenneth Newman, to the stage, known for his charisma, generosity, and long-time support of community causes.
Hello, everybody. I will not do the first part. I have friends that will be doing the first part, but in 1993, I joined the United States Marine Corps, and in '93, I saw Heaven and Earth by Oliver Stone, and the film had inspired me so much. The service of the country, and the story of LeLy really inspired the next chapters of my life. So thank you for writing the book, and thank you for being around. Go. I want to introduce two people who are going to come up and do the live auction for my part, which I'm selling, and they will do the auction, and then I'll come back out.
Please welcome Eric and Dwee Tong to the stage. Thank you so much.
Xin kính chào quý vị. Good evening. Tên tôi là Duyên Tong. My name is Duyên Tong. Tonight, before we start the live auction, I just wanted to tell you a little love story. So imagine yourself in 1975, fall of Saigon. The Vietnamese communists are on their tanks, breaking down the gates of Independence Palace. What do? You are the lieutenant of the Navy. You have two options. One, you can leave Vietnam forever and be in America and have a new life where you are safe. Or you are leaving your wife, your child, and your elderly mother and father. Or you stay back and you stay there to protect them. So that young lieutenant Navy decided to stay. And that was my dad. My father fought in the Vietnam War, and after that he was imprisoned for 10 years in re-education camp. And I wish he was still alive to tell me more stories. He passed away 2 years ago, and unfortunately, we never had a chance to talk about any of his stories. Everything I heard about him, I heard them through my mother. Now, as an adult, I understand why. There is a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD, especially for war veterans, that many people tend to not acknowledge. How can we not see that? I would ask myself, how can I not see the pain behind my dad's eyes when he would be in the corner drinking and smoking? I would blame him, like, why would you do that? But then I didn't know what he had seen and what he had to do for me to get here. And I wanted to tell you that story is because I wish I had a Kenneth Nguyen during that time. Kenneth is a very important figure in our Vietnamese community. He is what you would say a bridge, a connector. He brings these stories to life. He brings families together. I'm a teacher, and sometimes my students have no idea what their grandparents went through, what their parents went through. What are the book people? What do you mean? How did you get here? I'm American. Well, you are Vietnamese American, and let me tell you a story. So we're here because Kenneth has volunteered his because these stories are now priceless. I could not put a price on the stories that my dad could have told me 2 years ago. So if you're ready, would you like to know more about what Candace could offer with this podcast, or are you okay? Yeah? Okay. For Eric.
Sure. All right, everybody. So I know you guys all have your booklets, so I'm sure you've already looked through this and seen what we're doing in the live auction. And so what I want to say is we're starting this at essentially the cost of 2 seats tonight, right? $500. What we have in the booklet, it says is a value of $1,000. But let me see, can we really put a price on a story like that, right? Can we actually put a cost to this? I don't think so, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go by show of hands. We're going to start with $500, and we're going to go up from there as fast as we can. So we're at $12,000 for the night. This is 1/20th of the value that we're trying to get to this evening for everybody. So can somebody raise their hand and show that we're going to show 2 more seats worth of cost tonight? $500. Anyone? Can we see $500? $500 for, thank you so much, $500. We have $500 for spending an afternoon with Kenneth and Wynn, being able to sit there and catalog the stories of your family so that you have this in perpetuity. Can I get $600? We have $500 already, can we get $600? We're not even at 3 seats for this evening yet. That's one really nice dinner that I'm sure most of us have done this week already. Can I get $600? We're in a relatively nice bottle of wine at this point. Can I get $600 from somebody? Anybody? $600. We got a lot of people up milling around. How about this table over here? Can we get $600? I see people smiling and laughing. Can we get $600 for smiling and laughing? No? All right. Come on, people. I know we're all busy. We're all looking at stuff. Come on. Can we get $600? $600. Oh, sure. So we got some feedback that was unclear what we're bidding on. So what we're bidding on is 2 hours worth of facilitated interviews with a world-renowned podcaster to be able to catalog the stories of your ancestors. So he'll sit down with them and interview them. He has deep knowledge of the history of the people. He understands the struggles and the traumas and is able to have that conversation, facilitate that conversation in a way that you might not be able to with your family. Have you ever sat there and had your parents sell something to your child that you thought, wow, I never knew that about my own parent? This is what we're really trying to deliver with this, that connection through your family for the ages. So I hope that was more clear in what we're trying to sell this evening. But really, all of this money is not going to any of us. We have $600, or are we still saying $500? $600. We go 70, can you keep that up? We need someone to bid against it, please, anybody. All of this money is going to Global Village. None of this is actually going into our pockets. So remember, what you're getting is of a particular value, but that money is also being spent to be able to support our efforts overseas. Can I get $700? $700. Going once, $700. Anyone else at that same table want to just start a bidding war? I'd love to see that. I've never been part of a bidding war. Does anybody want to have that for me? That'd be an experience I'd like to take home from tonight. Can we get $700? Going once. Come on. Going twice. All right, sold. $700. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna bring Kenneth back up. Thank you for that. So we had items that we're gonna put out for the auction. But what I'm gonna start first is we have wine from Herlendi, and we are very close to we're very close to the goal. Where are we at, Maria? Come on out. Yeah. Okay, we're at 15,000. I need to raise 5 more thousand, so let's go. Let's go. Let's start with the red. I have 3 cases of red wine. All right, I'm gonna start with each case. Each case is actually 12 bottles, and each bottle is worth about $200. So why don't I start each case at 500? That's a deal, right? They're worth at least 1,400 for this, for each case. All right, so can I get, we're gonna start the cases at $700. Do I get anybody bidding the red Herlendi case at $700? Table 12, can we get it going? $700. $700 for a case of the red. Here's Sue holding up the bottle. Oh, this is a tough crowd tonight. Can we get 700? Right here, we have 700. Can we get 1,000? Can we beat this? There's 1,000 right there. Great. Where are we at now? We're 16,000. 1,000. Can we beat 1,000? 1,000 for the case of red. This is worth at least $1,500 a case. We have 3 cases of red. We have 1 case sold at 1,000. All right, we'll get it to you for 1,000. Thank you.
You got it?
Yeah. You got it. Yeah, 1,000, another 1,000. Okay, I have 2 more cases of red, and if anybody wants these 2 cases, just come up to me after, and we'll figure this out. What about the cases of white? We have 3 cases of white. We'll also start off at 700. Can we get a bid at 700? Can we get a bid at 700? Table 12, table 13. Can we get 700 for the Herlendi for the white? What about this table here? Can we get $700? 700. Did you guys enjoy the wine tonight? Holly, what number table are you sitting at? What's that table number? What number? 11. What about table 11? Any white wine? We have a case. Come on, let's get to 20,000. This is rough. Chris, have your table help us out here. Case of the white wine. 700, we'll start at 700, and it's worth 1,400 bucks. No hands. All right, we're gonna end this auction here. And if anybody would like to get cases of wine, please see Sue after. And we can do $100 a bottle. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kenneth. That was quick.
All right, thank you so much, Kenneth, for doing that. It's not easy, but you know what? We are getting closer to our goal. As you can see, my OCD kicked in and I wanted to color the whole thing because Dr. Liu didn't do a very good job. But that's okay, he's a doctor, you know. He's probably doing some more important things. So ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to go back to the raffle, so don't you go anywhere because those of you who have bought something, those raffle tickets, you might be taking home something really good. So we're gonna kick off. Where is our lovely helper? She's gonna come out. She's looking all nice. I'm gonna need you to hold on to that. Maybe shake it up. Maybe kind of like shake your whole body. Make sure everything's all mixed up. You know, you don't want people to think that we're kind of. Yep, that's it. Keep going. That's it. Fantastic. That's it. All right. Let's get our first one. Lifting it high, and I'm gonna get you to pull out one. Without looking, ladies and gentlemen, could this be your ticket? All right, what is it? What is it? Can you read it for me? 5600682. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that seems like a very long number, like your social security, but 5600682. And that's not my number, okay? That is the raffle
Natasha from Facebook of all things, and it was from a cooking group of all things. And we've met each other twice outside of that amazing thing. 682. What a small world.
Oh, just announcement, there was a phone that was found in the bathroom, a black pixel phone. So if you're missing a phone on your pocket, that could be yours, so please claim it, otherwise I might. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move on to our next one. Let's see what we get here. Okay, let's see what you're gonna pick out. Folks, this could be your lucky day.
Last three numbers, 754.
Okay, so it's 5600754. Does anyone have that 754 on their raffle ticket? Anyone? Anyone out there?
They're almost done.
Now, we're gonna go for once, we're gonna go for 3 seconds, okay? Once, twice, all right, looks like that person has lost it. All right, we're gonna move on to our next ticket.
740.
Right, so if you have the 3 digits at the end, 740, please check your tickets. Please wear your spectacles to make sure that it might be your digit.
What?
Who do we have
Really?
winner? Fantastic.
This is the
Well, that ends the program for the Gala tonight. So thank you so much for joining us for the night program. So please continue to help the Global Business Foundation. And good night.